Folks, and welcome into another edition of This Week in Pearl. I'm your host, Frank Hutton, and boy, am I excited to bring you this one. It is a sprint to the finish because we are going under the dome today with Representative Gene Newman and Senate Pro Tem Dean Kirby, and we are going to talk about all the things they have really going on right now. It is literally right down to the last few days of the session. As we've been counting this down each and every week right here on the show, we're going to talk about the things that we have kind of touched on throughout the year that they have been working on, and what survived and what hasn't, and who's getting the money and who's not. So when we come back, we will go under the dome. So stay right there. We'll be right back.
Here in Pearl, we have Trustmark Park. It seats 8,500 people. It's a great venue that we have here locally. You can catch a baseball game. We have a new team, the Mississippi Mud Monsters, so we're so excited about that. And Trustmark Park, the stadium's been fully renovated. Adjacent to that, we have Bass Pro Shop, as well as the Mississippi outlets that people can come shop and enjoy and have a great time. So it's a good place to come. It's a destination spot for our city. We did a $12 million renovation to our Parks and Rec several years ago, and what we were missing was another key area for our children to come and just be able to hang out and have fun, but also have some playground equipment that was really cutting edge. I've always thought if you can get your community together, then you can have a stronger sense of community. And I think that's what Main Street brings to the table for us. And even though we're a post-World War II city and our architectural doesn't signify a downtown, we're trying to have an area that we create that people can come together and have a sense of community.
Hi folks, and welcome back into another edition of This Week in Pearl, where we are going under the dome again with my great esteemed colleagues sitting to my right over here, Representative Gene Newman and Senate Pro Tem Dean Kirby. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome into the final stretch. You're like on the sprint to the finish. How we doing?
I'm tired, boss.
Everyone's tired. Everyone's irritable. Yeah, we've been keeping long days, and they're not over.
So walk us. What have the days been like since we met last week? What have the days been
For
like?
him, he's been like at the Capitol every morning, like at before 8, and he stays till 9, 10, 11 o'clock every night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they working him like a mule.
That's what I get paid for, right? That's why people
you
voted
get
for
paid
me.
so much money. Hadn't had a raise since the 80s. I mean, come on.
The kicker to it is, he makes the same thing I do.
We do. You might make more.
Oh my gosh! So what's it been like for you over on the House
It's
side?
just stress. It's I haven't had the long hours. I'm not on appropriations, so I haven't been committing and recommitting, committing and recommitting, committing and recommitting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time you think you got something straight, well, apparently, and those bills,
Right.
Then the LBO goes and finds some language that's wrong, and you have to send it back to the, So
Oh my gosh!
it's just what they do. It's time of the year.
Yeah.
It's what they do.
So you before we really get into the meat of what's going on and where we are finishing, I was just telling you that I like one of the quotes you shared the other day. I thought this was very appropriate. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. To me, and it's not, and I'm going to share it with everybody because it was really good. You posted this. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. Winston Churchill.
That's correct.
That's really.
And if you go on Facebook or Twitter or any of that mess, yeah, that's what you get. It's a whole bunch of people throwing rocks at dogs.
Right. I kind of akin that, keyboard warriors. Is that basically what it is? You'll never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. That's a great quote by Winston Churchill. I mean, that's.
Well, of course, some people wake up mad every morning, unbelievably, right? but that's so true. And at this point, when people get so tired, and after working long hours and not having the weekends off and all that good stuff, and get a little irritable.
Yep.
When they look at a bill now, they're looking to find something they don't like about it,
Right.
instead of what's good about it. Don't you think?
I
Jim?
think so. I think.
And we need to be looking at the good things and quit looking for the bad.
And quit
So,
digging out the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of those things that we've talked about on this show this year. One of the big things is ABC Warehouse and ABC sales to mom and pops, and because it's just killing our restaurant industry, our casinos, our mom and pop package stores throughout the state. These bills have died in conference. What's happened?
So, from the way I see it, from what I understand about it, I mean, the House passed a bill that would have allowed direct sales. Meanwhile, the warehouse is supposedly, I'm not receiving any shipments, so I don't know this, but they're supposedly getting better. They're getting some work, they're getting stuff out, and it was getting better. They're getting trucks out every day. I know that the trucks are back delivering. Now, whether or not the trucks are full or not, it's a whole different story. But
Sure.
They're back delivering, and it may be what I'm scared of. Is that the casinos and the real big operators are getting their orders filled, and the little mom and pop out here on the corner are not. So, but I hope that's not true.
yeah.
Okay. So is it just basically we tabled it? Is that really, because basically what ABC was telling us is that they're going to get caught up? Is that what I'm hearing you guys say?
That's what they're saying. So,
They just give us a minute. We're almost there.
yeah.
Well, okay.
And every day we get closer to getting that new warehouse open, and hopefully
Sure.
we'll get something.
And
It'll get a whole lot better.
It'll
when
get
we
a whole
there.
lot better.
Oh yeah.
But that
well,
has
it's supposed to get a whole lot better. It better get a whole lot better, as much as we're spending.
Well, I know, right? All right, so let's jump right into a couple of things that are sent to the governor's desk. One that is a really big win that you guys have been working on. It is Senate Bills 3096 and 2018, and it is for the Guard members to receive health insurance at zero cost. Who wants it?
I mean, that's something that was a priority for the National Guard coming into this session,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm on the Military Affairs Committee, and it was definitely a priority for us.
Mm-hmm.
We had to figure out whether or not we had the money, because again, that's ongoing. That's not 1 year deal. That's every year. So to be able to pay for
Yeah,
that,
infinitum every year. That's
Right. Oh, yeah.
that's
but it's also extremely important for young soldiers or airmen that are they're starting families, they're just getting going, and a lot of them work jobs that don't have insurance. So
Right.
this allows them to have insurance, and TRICARE is better than what most other insurers.
better than
are.
what we have. Right?
Yeah.
TRICARE's good.
Yeah, so it allows them to do that, and then they can buy insurance for their family through that same program, which opens a whole different door for them. So it's a good program, and I think it'll be good for recruitment, and it'll be good for retention purposes.
I see it as huge for recruitment.
Oh, well, it definitely is. We constantly are trying to do things for our soldiers. I mean, every year there's some bill that's major that makes a big difference in recruiting and retaining soldiers. So everything from education to health care. So yeah, I think it's a good bill, and I'm so happy we could do
I mean,
it.
I'm thinking about the guy that may live in Puckett or So Mississippi. Somebody he's a farmer, or he's he's an independent business owner where he's been having to provide insurance for himself and his family. This just and he's a member of the Guard. This just is a game changer for that individual, for that person.
It is.
That works for themselves, maybe a plumber, electrician, something of that nature, and they're an independent contractor, basically.
Yeah, we try to do everything we can for the soldiers, and
I mean, this is huge.
even the state retirement. Once you become vested, and we can talk about that later, because we made some changes on Tier 5 on being vested. But yeah, once you get vested, you get 4 years added to your state retirement.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game changer. I appreciate you guys doing it. I mean, I don't think until people really understand the impact this is going to have, this is huge. This is huge. I know people personally who've already talked about this year, who have said this is huge to me. This makes a lot of difference in my retirement. just in their retirement going forward. This is massive because they've served in the Guard for 25 years.
Yep.
Yeah, it can mean a difference in having a free country too.
Yes,
By having good soldiers.
Yeah, I mean these are good soldiers, and they're protected as they're doing right now, every single day. I'm very encouraged about that. We won't get off into that. All right, let's talk a little bit about education. You guys finally came up with something on the conference committee. Y'all decided education was going to, and because this is a hot topic. Education got funded with a $2,000 pay raise.
Sure.
I think $4,000 for special ed, and there were some other things in there. But we started out at 2 in the Senate and 5 in the House, and then the House sent another bill, resurrected it back to 5. It was a lot of stuff. Go back and watch. Colorado, we'll put it. But help me out here. How did we end up at 2,000? And I know this is a long story.
Well, we all wanted to give more than 2,000.
Yes.
But actually, the money is just not there. We had a lot of surprises from the federal government from SNAP benefits to Medicaid regular benefits, and we just had to come up with a lot of money for that, which we had no choice. We have to do. So we couldn't do all we wanted to do for the teachers, and we couldn't do all we wanted to do for the soldiers either. But we did a lot for both. But we've made some really good changes in our retirement system that's going to help the teachers a lot.
Well, I mean, and Gene, we alluded to this just before we started filming. Medicaid, Medicare, this
Not Medicare.
I mean,
Medicaid.
I mean, Medicaid.
Medicare is
I said it right.
federal.
Yeah,
it's
Medicaid.
senior
Medicaid.
citizens. So
Medicaid
Medicaid
was the driving factor in both of those things.
It
right.
was.
And they changed some stuff in the great big beautiful bill, whatever it was called, and that really affected Medicaid. But at the same time, the cost in Medicaid, because of the hospital costs and doctor costs and all that stuff, just keep going to the roof. And so that's driving part of it, the federal government driving part of it, and Medicaid right now is out of control. Something's got to give with it. So, but at the same time, we have to fund it to a certain degree in order to keep it from being cut.
And we're doing everything we can on Medicaid fraud. I'm telling you, we're passing bills every year on Medicaid fraud, trying to cut down and make sure that those people that actually receive Medicaid are deserving people.
Sure. And we want those people that deserve it and need it
Absolutely.
to absolutely get it, but the ones that don't. And I'm sure we have plenty of fraud that goes on in this state.
Well,
all
we
the way
have
from,
people be prosecuted every year.
all the time. I mean, but it's nowhere near what it is in places like California and
Oh, no.
Minnesota and some of these
we don't
other.
have that many people.
Yeah, we don't even have that many people. I mean, but yeah, so Medicaid's the big driving factor of these raises.
Right.
Because I guess the LBO and conference just laid it out. Here's what you have.
Yeah. And we're
Divide it up.
Of course, education is number one
Right.
issue every year
Yep.
in the legislature, and we'll look at it again next year. See
Right.
what we can do.
All right, so let's move on to something else. You brought it up, so we'll go ahead and talk about
But
it.
I did have one teacher say, "I'd rather not have anything if you're only going to give me 2,000." Okay, well, let's give it to
we'll
somebody
allocate your
else.
2,000 to somebody else. Really?
Really, I would have taken 200 and said thank you, but not fuss about it. But anyway,
They've gotten a pay raise every year for the last, which they needed to bring up. I'm not saying they don't, but my goodness, every year.
So they always throw this. Well, we're not at the Southeast average. Well, it's okay. So we gave them a $2,000 pay raise. You know what that does to the Southeast average?
Makes it go up.
It makes it go up. Everything that happens makes it go up. You can't look at it like that. Are we paying y'all? Are we paying teachers the right amount of money?
I mean, what's the starting salary right now of a new teacher?
42, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Coming out of Southern with a teaching certificate to go teach at school.
I think we just upped it. It was 42. but
Right.
I think it's a little higher than that.
But
Well, it'll be 44 now.
Right.
But I will tell you this much: it's reaching the salaries of teachers is reaching a point, even with the new PERS retirement and all that stuff, to where they fix to start getting competition. People are going to start wanting those jobs more than they have in the past.
Sure.
People that's got 4-year degrees out here can go back and get a teaching certificate. They're going to start doing that, and you're going to start seeing competition for these teaching jobs.
Which I don't think is a bad thing.
I
I think that's a good thing.
yeah.
The more competition, the better service you get. I mean, that capitalism drives that.
It does.
Right.
And we have some really, really good teachers.
We
I
do.
want
We have some
everybody
really,
to know.
really bad ones as well.
Well, we don't have as many of those in Rankin County as
So we don't
other
have a lot of
counties.
bad teachers in Rankin County.
No,
We
not
have-
if you drill it down
you
to
know,
us.
We have real good ones, and
No.
but
Good administrators also
yeah.
to go with the
I mean, our school systems are great over here, Pearl and Rankin County
Yes,
all
they
together.
are. And so the teachers need a good pay raise, and I'm glad that
I'm for it.
I'm for it. All right, so let's jump off and the reason why we're kind of a little quicker today is because you're right here on the end of sign die, so
I gotta go.
we gotta
and
get
we gotta
get to the
we gotta
capsule.
get it done. So we're gonna get it done today. Not a whole lot of fluff around all of this. All right, so you changed Tier 5 in PERS.
Yes.
So tell us about it.
Well, tier 5, for one thing, we had 35. We moved that back down to 30 for everyone. It's
Okay.
30 now for the retirement, and that to get full retirement. And I think that's a major step to help people. The other thing we did on PERS is, we had a 90-day waiting period. If you left, you could set out 90 days. Then you could go back and you'd get 50% of your pay
Right.
plus your retirement. We changed that, and now you can get 80% of your pay if you go back, which is a big deal, and
Big
still
deal.
get your retirement. And you only have to wait 30 days, not 90 days. So that's a major, major thing for not only teachers, but just state employees in general.
that is-
if
that-
you want to go back to the same job.
Right, that is huge. So if a math teacher wanted to retire and left and sat
And he-
out for 30 days,
And he's been there 20 years or 25 years right now. I mean, he'd
Or
get
chemist-
a good retirement,
Right.
plus he get
Right.
80% of his salary. That ain't a bad deal.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you that's.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else has that sweet a deal.
no, I mean, I know several teachers who retired because they made more money retired than they did teaching.
Yeah,
This reverses that.
yeah.
I mean, that just
Well,
makes
now they make more retired plus 80% of
and,
his salary.
and get to teach.
Yeah.
Right, because a lot of them don't want to quit. I mean, they don't necessarily, but it just gets to be where you're losing
sure.
money
By
versus-
going to work.
by
Costs
going
you
to
money to
work.
go to work
and,
every
and,
day.
And this helps maybe fix that problem. Is
It
that
does.
about right?
It does.
Okay. Well, I think that's great. And then you also moved down to from 8 years of Tier 5 on your average down to 4 years to match.
Well, on Tier 5,
Isn't that right?
the way we had it, you
Base
had
payments
8
on the
years
highest 4
to be
years of salary
vested.
instead of 8
You had
That'd
to
be vested.
Yes, you got it.
to be vested. You moved it down to 4
Moved it down to 4 years.
instead of 8 years. Okay. No other changes though.
No.
All buttoned up and wrapped up and ready to go to the governor.
Yes.
Think he's going to sign it?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a couple of things he's not going to sign, but I think he's going to sign that one.
Okay, that's good. That's good. The tax credits for rural hospitals passed. Glad to see that. Y'all sent that to the governor. Let's talk about, and one other thing that we've talked about here, sanctuary policies, that's passed. Both chambers, y'all moved that along to where you're basically requiring cities and counties to share immigration status info on ICE detainers and allow the Attorney General to investigate and sue non-compliant entities. You're just building on another law, but you're just working with the federal government. You're just moving stuff along, which is good. So let's get to the biggest bear in the room, because this is really what matters. How did we decide on a $7.4 billion budget? Because you funded education at $3.4 billion. That's massive. That's 121 million more from the prior
So when
year.
you take that 3.4 and you take what we give to IHL and
Yeah.
what you give to junior colleges, that's $5 billion.
Wow,
And they say we don't spend enough money on education
$5 billion
out of the 7.4.
out of 7.4. So let's do the math here real quick.
Doesn't leave a
So
lot
the
for
rest of
everybody
the
else.
agencies operate on $2.4 billion,
Yeah.
and education.
Yeah, you can't say we're not giving
Holy
enough
cow,
money.
that's 80% of the state budget.
Yeah, well, the state for each employee gives about $7,000. I mean, each student,
Yeah.
about
Right.
$7,000,
I-
and then
right.
the federal government does close to that. Plus, you have your local money as well. So it's over $14,000 per kid that
Right.
we're paying the schools right now to educate our kids.
That's a big number.
Yes.
But 7.4 billion is still a big number. That's up from
Yes.
last year by $4 million.
Yeah. You know, every year, of course, we balance our budget every year.
Right.
I mean, we would love to print our own money like they do in Washington, but
Right.
we can't do that.
So the appropriations process.
Maybe we ought to change that. Maybe we ought to just start printing some money.
Actually, we had a bill this year for the state to print money.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah, but I mean, it would be like you couldn't spend it. You could buy it, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't
so it
worth.
was like a mean coin.
Yeah.
Is that
It's
basically?
like that old Confederate money you used to be able to buy at the
Yeah.
souvenir stores.
At
Yeah,
souvenir stores,
Yeah,
right?
it was worth what you could get for it.
Yes.
So, but yeah, we did have coins actually, not
Right.
dollars.
Not dollars, but coin,
that
like-
bill died.
Yeah, that like a meme coin, like the Trump coin and
Yeah.
all the other stuff. Right. It really, you can't do anything with it. It's just
Right.
it's just for fun. But so 7.4 billion. You funded all the agencies. Do we think that's gonna is that the final number? Is that where we're gonna be?
I think so. 7.4, 7.5, somewhere in there when it's all signed and done. I think so.
I mean, that's pretty
And
pretty
that's-
good that y'all have gotten to this point. You know, with where we were last year this time with no budget. I would
Yeah.
say y'all have done pretty good. So you're thinking that you guys will be wrapping this up
This
Friday?
week.
Hopefully tomorrow.
If we
Hopefully
don't finish
tomorrow, on
tomorrow, this is my guessing after being there for so many years. If we don't finish tomorrow, at midnight we'll hit the gavel, and we'll wait for about 5 minutes, and we'll hit the gavel. We'll do the prayer and the pledge again, and go right back in at 1 o'clock or 12:05 or whatever.
Yeah, been there, done that.
And
Wow.
yeah, we've done it before.
Y'all
And
really want
we'll
to be
finish-
y'all really want to be done before Good Friday.
We do, and we'd like for the families to have Easter weekend.
Yeah,
But we have actually worked on Easter.
Sure.
But never Easter morning,
Right,
but on Sunday afternoon.
on
we
Sunday
have-
afternoon. I want to just kind of bring it back to here. There are some appropriations for this interchange out here at 20 in Pearson. How we looking on appropriations, street light project, you know, going on Highway 80, taking it.
Yes.
How are we looking on those?
Gene's worked really hard on that. I've helped on it, and we've got already, we passed 1.5.
The reallocation money that we had before that was about to expire on the lights, that we didn't use all of it, so we had some left over. We're reallocating that, and then we're trying to get the rest of the money to finish those lights going from Airport Road to Brandon, and then the red lights and the other things.
We haven't done the project money. I guess that'll probably come out today.
That's
I
supposed
would
to come
think.
out today.
And we hope to get some money in Pearl, with a lot for Brandon, Flowood too, and Florence and Richland. But in Pearl, we're trying to get money for the red light. We're trying to get money for what else? For City Hall. We're still trying to help out here. So.
Sure. And hopefully
Hopefully we'll have some project money today, you know, to help the cities in their needs. Again, we're getting down now to not the wants, but the needs.
Right. Now, this is right. This is the nut cutting time right here.
Yeah, it is.
Because whatever money you have left over, basically, I guess after this $7.4 billion state budget, you're now allocating for these projects.
That's correct.
And that's just what it is. We paid down some debt again this year.
Supposed to. We're hoping to.
Paid down some debt again this year.
Oh yeah, we do every year.
Biggest thing-
We ain't borrowed any money in what, 7 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we had bond bills every year
Right.
for projects.
Right.
We hadn't done that in like 7 years.
Which is great.
Yes. When you can pay off $200 million a year or whatever.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So we'll pay off some more of that. Gene,
And our bond rating just went up.
Did it
too.
really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't hear about that. The bond.
Yeah, the bond rating went up, which means we will save more money. And why has it gone up? It's gone up because of the
paying off
things
debt.
we've done with
Yeah.
PERS,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gone up because of the fact that we've paid off so much in debt.
I'm glad you mentioned that back one more time. What was the number we settled on to fund a lump sum going into PERS.
We didn't.
We didn't.
We did some other things that shored up PERS, but we haven't decided on a number yet. So
Next year.
Yeah.
Got it.
it's not critical.
It's not. This is not critical.
Yeah,
No.
there's plenty of money in it. It's just the sooner we do it, the sooner it'll
Sure.
start solving itself.
PERS, we've said this before, but I'll say it again. PERS is not in bad shape as the news would like for it to
Right,
be.
right.
Last I saw, I think we had 38 billion in PERS still in reserve.
Yeah, actually in there.
Yeah, and again, like I say, we could probably pay, if nobody paid in ever again to PERS, we'd probably have enough money for 20 years.
Right.
So the real problem, what happened with PERS is real simple. The actuaries convinced the PERS board from our projection of income and PERS on our investments from 7.5 to 7. We went from like 70% or whatever funded, which is really good, way above the average, down to like 60 because they changed that
A half percentage projection.
Now,
right.
if they said, oh, we're going to go back 7.5, hey, we'd have more money in PERS than you ever thought about, and well, how well funded we are, all because of a projection, not because of real dollars.
And that's just
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't
projection
know.
is not real.
Well, you don't know.
I can't spin
except
projections.
I can tell you that we're averaging a 10% return on our money, and
Which
like,
beats the 7%.
Oh yeah, but they
Yeah.
want to keep it at 7 and be safe. And meanwhile, PERS, when the last 2 years has gone from 24 to 36 or 38 billion.
Right.
So
It's not like they're hurting.
no.
And I think that kind of kicks back to the Medicaid thing too, as well. Because
Yes.
when you look at, would you rather me fund teacher pay raises, or would you rather me, put $500 million in PERS? Which one would you rather have?
Exactly.
And I get it. I mean, those are the conversations you have in conference.
Pay me now or pay me
Pay
later.
me now, or pay me later. All right. So one more
Pay
thing.
me now and don't pay me later.
Right. You'll kick that one down to next year. So Gene, you posted about MDOT. Let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
What's going on? They've got a meeting going on in Brandon.
Right.
And
you're looking at the date, so you can tell them the date.
I am. It's going to be Tuesday, April the 14th, from 4 to 6 p.m.
Right. Brandon City Hall.
Brandon City Hall, and it's about the East Mart Drive to Felicity Street.
So,
what's going on over here?
So everybody knows the problems that you have trying to get into Brandon, to register to vote, to pay your taxes, buy a tag, whatever it may be. It's just a bad traffic area, and it's because it's an old town and it's got narrow streets and all that stuff, and it's hard for them to just go in there and 4-lane it. That's the logical thing is just go in there and 4-lane it, but you're gonna have to move buildings and do some other
Okay,
things.
so you're talking about that stretch between where 20 makes that S turn going over 80.
When you come off of 20 onto Highway 80 going into downtown Brandon, you go up the hill,
Right.
go past the street going in the back of the high school, go back down the hill and start back up, and you get almost to the statue, and that's the area we're talking about. So, and I haven't seen it. I don't know what exactly they're doing, but I know this will affect not just the city of, it'll definitely affect the city of Brandon and the people trying to get in and out of there every day. But it will also affect everybody in Rankin County that goes to that courthouse or whatever else they may be doing in downtown Brandon. And it's a problem, and it needs to be fixed. And I know MDOT's been working on it, trying to figure out what to do, and working with the city and trying to solve some issues.
I mean,
so
that is narrow in there, but you've got those businesses along the sides. I mean,
right.
How in the world?
Yeah,
That's going to be a major.
And there's another problem there. All of downtown Brandon is 16th section land. I don't know if you
didn't
knew
know
that,
did you?
What?
Yes. All of that 16th section land right through there.
Really?
So, yes. So you
Where
got
the courthouse and.
Yeah, all of it's 16th section.
No way.
Where General Benno's, all of that. Now,
It's 1 mile square, one section of land that is 16 sections.
so you can't just do things. You've
How
got
in the
to.
world? Wait a minute. So, no, I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's school property.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, most schools were built on 16th section land.
Sure. I mean, the Brandon School is sitting right there. I guess I didn't even think about that. Duh.
Yeah.
You've got the old high school sitting right there. They built City Hall across the street from it, basically. Why did they do that? Well, the county seat.
Yeah.
The county seat's on 16 section land.
Yes.
Highway 80 runs right through the middle of it.
Yes.
I guess because of back in 17 and 1800s,
Well, I'm
that
sure
was the road coming in, which just eventually
And
became
I'm-
Highway 80.
Yeah, that road that was a wagon
Yeah,
train.
that's what I'm saying. That was a wagon trail.
I'm sure the federal government paid well to the schools for that, to have Highway to go through there.
Wow. I didn't even know this. So yeah, that changes how you can do anything.
Right.
It does.
So anyway, there's a meeting there at City Hall in Brandon, and if you're interested, if you want to hear what MDOT's doing, they got good engineers and stuff at MDOT. They're trying to get that solved. Go to that meeting.
Yeah.
Wow. That's April 14th from 4 to 6. Brandon Civic Center, located at 1000 Municipal Drive in Brandon 39042.
Well, it's a major problem that
Major,
we need to take
yes,
care of.
yes, it
Anybody
is.
that's tried going through there in the rush hour, it's worse than Lakeland Drive ever thought about being.
And you can go and you can pick up a form and give feedback and what you decide. You know, as an individual, I could go and I could give feedback based on my opinion of the proposal of whatever they're going to do. It does sound that it is major, and I didn't realize it was 16 sections.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on the sprint.
Well, yeah, we are. We also, as you know, we've given money for the bridge over the railroad there on Highway 18 bypass deal.
Yes,
Near
like
the
$10
Honda.
million, right?
We did, but now the bridge
That's
is
money
probably
that was
going to
already
be.
allocated.
That money's already allocated.
reallocation money.
Yeah.
We're trying to give them the
We're
rest
trying
of
to
it.
give them some more, and the federal government,
Right.
of course, is doing a lot, and hopefully the railroads will pitch in as well, because it's also railroad safety at the same time.
Sure it is. And
Just as we did on Pearson Road.
right, it took 30 years to get done, but finally got it done.
Yeah,
What
amen.
that needs to happen, and what we're talking about over there, for people that don't understand, is Highway 18 going towards the school when you're coming from the Home Depot area.
Yeah.
When you're headed down towards the school by the Honda place
Now,
and
Pepsi bottling.
Pepsi bottling, all of
That's
that
right.
area right there. So you've allocated so far $10 million.
That's going to make a big difference in moving traffic there, and safety for those kids going to school,
Yes.
and a lot of other things.
Right, because when you come off the interstate or come across the bridge headed that way, everything just kind of funnels down to that.
It does.
It literally is a funnel down to
That's right.
a two-lane.
Yeah.
And
Can I add one more thing that's nothing
Sure.
to do with what we've been talking
Absolutely.
about? Department of Public Safety is moving into their new building.
In Pearl.
In Pearl.
They have moved into it, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we will welcome
Yeah.
them.
I talked to a gentleman last night, talked about how nice it is and how much he appreciates it, and he has moved into his office.
Isn't that
and I
great?
said, fantastic.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's been many a year coming.
Yes. What
And
are we going to do?
it's so good, so good to
What are
have
we doing
all
with
of
the
that
old
in
one?
one building.
What are we doing with the old one?
We're going to try to sell it.
Yeah,
I've heard
it's
rumor-
going to be demolished. The
Okay.
tower,
Yeah.
the leaning tower, it's
Yeah.
sinking, and we had to do something there. And the other building pulled apart.
Sure.
So, it'll all be demolished.
Just be knocked down and then have some nice ground. or
And
something.
if you left up to Lieutenant Governor, they would start it yesterday demolishing it.
Okay.
And get some hotels and stuff put in there.
Right.
That's what
That's
what some of us want to do.
Yes, right.
That would be
That's great.
really nice.
We're glad to have them.
And then, I don't know if we mentioned it, I'm sure we did, but Hines Community College new dormitory and commons area and cafeteria
Coming out of
and
the ground.
retail. I mean, that thing is huge, 130,000 square feet, and we're just finishing up, the Allied Nursing and Science Building at
Supposed to be
Hines.
open in the fall.
So some
Yeah.
great things are happening in Rankin
And
County.
the president of Hines is our speaker this year at
The prayer
the
breakfast.
prayer breakfast.
Yeah.
So if you can't attend the prayer breakfast, if you can't attend, you can watch it live right here.
Yeah, you don't get to hear about the good things.
No, and Rankin County's
they
on
only
fire.
report the planes that crash.
Rankin
not the
County
ones
is
that
on
land.
right. That's exactly right.
And boy, we
Not the
got
ones
some
that landed.
really, really good
Boy,
things.
is that not a
happening.
good statement? That's very, very true. Well, I know you guys are in a hurry.
I want to
I
fix
really
something
gotta
right
go.
quick.
Okay, that's right. You do.
Yes, so last week when we were talking about the Ibogaine bill, and I said it had to do with drug rehab. I get you do so many bills and you get them all confused in your head. But anyway, Ibogaine has to do with PTSD, especially with soldiers that are coming back and suffering from PTSD. they're going overseas and getting treatments, and we're talking about guys and gals who are on the or literally on the borderline of committing suicide, and they come back and this one drug is solving their issue, and it's like one treatment. And
Really?
and it takes away the PTSD and helps them tremendous. It's like an 80% success rate.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, and I just wanted to correct what I had said, because I kept thinking when I was here that that's not right, but like I say, you get so much stuff going in your head you can't remember. But
Well, and I was getting confused with the biomarkers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, right. So we should already pass that
for
one.
cancer.
Yeah.
so anyway, it is passed and been signed by the governor, so for us to have a trial with it, and with some and tied in with some other states, and I hope and pray that this works for the folks that are suffering from PTSD, and it's not just we always think about soldiers and airmen and stuff like that, but police officers, firemen, those kind of folks deal with it too. So
Every day.
every day we have people that deal with it. If we can find something that helps this, that's a big deal. And
It is.
I agree.
so just pray about it, and hopefully this helps a lot of people.
Yeah, that's amazing. 80% success rate is huge.
Yeah, huge.
That's amazing. And so yes, let's get that. It's a good thing. Okay.
Thank you for letting me make the correction.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing it.
Probably
and
not
even
the first
bringing it
thing
to
you
our
said.
attention.
Probably not the first thing you said that wasn't right, and probably not the last for
It definitely ain't the first thing I'll
Because,
do.
No.
because you have so many bills that are so much alike.
Look, I'm
it's
not
not
even-
hard to get them.
I know, right? I don't even go to the legislature, and I'm trying to keep up with it. It's just, to do
Yeah,
this
good
show,
luck.
and it's very difficult.
I walked over.
Yes,
I walked over to Senator Rhodes, who's new. This is third year. This week, while we were going through appropriations just like this, I said, "Remember when I said hold on?" Because it's like a roller coaster ride at the end. You just got to hang on and listen and do the best you can do.
Right.
Because
Right.
it's so fast. It's so much in
Yes.
such a short time.
Right.
You got to remember, we started out with like 3,500 bills.
I know, right?
I'm on Judd B, and a big percentage of those 3,500 gets sent to Judd B. Now we
lot
don't
of
take
them.
that many up,
Sure.
but you still have to look at them, at least look at them and familiarize yourself. Just glancing at them and looking to see what they're about.
Right.
I mean, you do that with a couple of hundred bills or more, and you get through and you're just like, blah, blah, blah,
What did
blah.
I just read?
Yeah, exactly.
What did I just read? I'm encouraged that we're starting to use AI so much these days.
Oh, yeah.
AI will help with a lot of that.
It will. It'll help a whole lot. It gives you real good. But the other day I had a bill that was coming out of conference, and I asked it to give me the just an outline of what was coming out of conference, and it took it 4 times before it got it right. It was giving me wrong information.
Right. Right.
And I understand what it was doing. It was pulling up different variations of that bill. The bill had been amended so many times, and it was pulling up different variations. And I finally had to literally go in and copy and paste the bill itself.
Yes.
The part that what we was doing, and put that in there, and then it finally gave me the right.
It was more
information.
work
Oh,
getting then you could have just read it and got it yourself. Right.
I'm not one of them, but I probably should be. But we have senators, when we bring up a bill, that put it in and say, what question should I ask?
And like those senators need to, what questions to ask, 'cause that's all they do is ask questions.
Yeah, I've got a couple. When I'm presiding, there's a couple I say, will you just ask all your questions now on this bill, and then we'll go start doing to other people instead of doing one, going to other people, doing one, going to other people, doing one, going back. You got any more questions? Ask them now. So.
Well, I appreciate you gentlemen spending a few minutes with us today to kind of help us out right here.
We're
at the
getting
end.
there.
You're at the finish line.
The next time we talk to you, we'll be done.
You'll be done, and we'll be past Easter, and because we will not film a show next week. I will not be here. So
He's run off.
The dust will have settled, and we'll come back the
Sure.
following Monday,
And maybe we'll remember what we did.
and we'll and we'll try to
We'll have some summaries.
recap a little bit about what all took place. We'll have some good
Well,
summaries.
some good things have happened. We've done
Yes.
some really good things this year,
Yes.
and hopefully we've helped a lot of people because that's what we're there for.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you very much for what you guys do. Thank you for putting up with all of the shenanigans down at the legislature and staying late and reading all of those bills. Gene, I appreciate you doing all of that. Senator Kirby, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because I know it's difficult.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, but thank the city of Pearl for being able to have this station, to have this,
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
have this ability
really
to do
nice.
this. You know,
No one else.
No
does
one
it.
else does this.
Nobody else does it, and all the guys at the Capitol are jealous of us because we do this every week.
Yeah.
You know, and they say,
Yeah.
well, you know, we don't have a way to get that information to our people, and
You're right.
You know, this is
Yeah.
one of the good things that the city of Pearl really does.
Well, we're both
invested in and
Mm-hmm.
done through the years.
we're both honored to serve, and we're both honored to be on this program. We
And I'm
appreciate
honored to
that.
have you as guests and to call you my friends.
Thank you.
Thank you. We
Thank you
are.
very much, and look forward to see you in a week and a half, basically.
Yeah.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you in a week and a half.
There you go.
All right, so we're going to step aside, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Pearl Day and prayer breakfast and Easter egg hunt. So we'll be right back.
Here in Pearl, we have Trustmark Park. It seats 8,500 people. It's a great venue that we have here locally. You can catch a baseball game. We have a new team, the Mississippi Mud Monsters, so we're so excited about that. And Trustmark Park, the stadium's been fully renovated. And adjacent to that, we have Bass Pro Shop, as well as the Mississippi outlets that people can come shop and enjoy and have a great time. So it's a good place to come. It's a destination spot for our city. We did a $12 million renovation to our Parks and Rec several years ago, and what we were missing was another key area for our children to come and just be able to hang out and have fun, but also have some playground equipment that was really cutting edge. I've always thought if you can get your community together, then you can have a stronger sense of community. And I think that's what Main Street brings to the table for us. And even though we're a post-World War II city and our architectural doesn't signify a downtown, we're trying to have an area that we create that people can come together and have a sense of community.
Hi, folks. Welcome back into This Week in Pearl. I'm again your host, Frank Hutton. And boy, I'm telling you, there's a lot going on down there at the state capitol between the House and the Senate. They are so busy. With Representative Gene Newman talking about the committees of in and out, and then Senate Pro Tem Dean Kirby talking about gaveling in here literally in like 10 in the morning, and they may go till midnight, gavel out, and gavel right back in 5 minutes later to start the next day, and just keep right on going. I mean, they have worked really, really hard and tireless. Some fantastic legislation has come out of this year. Excited about that TRICARE for our veterans and for our members of the Guard. I think that is fantastic. And then there's other things in there as well, and some adjustments which have been great. So anyway, what's going on in Pearl? Well, the thing coming up right now, what's happening right now, we have the Easter egg hunt coming up this weekend. So this weekend you'll have the Easter egg hunt starting at 10. So you want to get there early because the actual egg hunt will start at 10 a.m. and that's Saturday the 4th. Easter is the 5th. So Saturday the 4th, be here at the City Hall complex. Bring your child. It's a wonderful event. Everybody will have a great time. Then on the 17th is the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast. It was just recently announced. The president of Hinds Community College will be our guest speaker. That starts at 8. So you definitely want to try to get your tickets through the Pearl Chamber of Commerce to come to that. If you cannot, we do always air the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast live right here on our TV station. And then also this month in April, multi-platinum recording artist Daughtry will be our guest for Pearl Day, April 25th, and Hinder will open at 7. The gates open at 5:45 right there in the north parking lot of Trustmark Park, where we've had it for several years now, being a lawn chair. And women, when you bring a bag in, it has to be clear bag, because that clear bag policy will be enforced, and no outside food or beverages. Hey, again, I'm Frank Hutton. I've enjoyed bringing this to you each and every week. We will be off next week, but look for us in about 10 days. Other than that, y'all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next time.